Okay, so normally I just do an awkward quip at the beginning of the video because, you know, I'm so quirky. But, I just wanted to say hello to everybody that has subscribed to the channel in the past month. It's at like 80 or 90 now. That's a lot for me. I know in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that big. There are people with 1 million times that, for real. But I'm so thankful to all of you that came from the Hufflepuff video. Hi, all of you Hufflepuffs. I can count on you always. But yeah, my subscriber count has like tripled in the past month. And that was a lot. Feel a little pressured. But I'm alright. I'll get over it. But yeah, my video aesthetic is usually not to do intros, outros, directly speak to the audience, just 'cause, I don't know, that's my style, I guess. But I thought I'd say hello. I don't bite, and I apologize for not being able to hold up a conversation if you do try to strike up a conversation with me, because I don't know how to keep a conversation going. And I don't know when I should stop, when the conversation has ended, when I should keep going, and then it's rude not to answer. I don't know, so don't ever take offense to me being inept, okay? Okay, let's start the video. I don't have a lot of time. So today we are going to discuss famous psychologist, neurologist, and so on and so forth, Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud is a loony lad with an MD that laid down a lot of foundations for the psychological field. He's an Austrian neurologist and the founder of the psychoanalysis theories and therapy. To say he wasn't important would be an absolute bold-faced lie, and we don't do that in this household. The dude may have been very wrong in many cases, but he laid down the foundation to get the ball rolling. So we'll give him that. Even though he was impactful in many scientific fields, that doesn't mean his theories weren't shaky and his character wasn't questionable at best. If you don't know much about Freud, buckle up, bucko. I'm about to give you a learn or two. If you do, I'm sure the audience I attract will agree with my point of view. Because, fuck Freud, dude. Fuck Freud. I fucking hate Freud, and I'm going to explain why this part of my AP psychology class from like a year or two ago irrationally enraged me. Fuck Freud. That's the video. Fuck Freud. And here's why. Reason number 1 why Freud can rot in hell. His creepy sexualization of children. Now, disclaimer before the rest of this video, I know very fucking well what time he was born in. Does it look like I give a shit? Look me in the eyes and ask me if I give a shit. Do it. I don't care when you're born. If you're a bastard, you're a bastard. And I'm gonna call you out no matter where. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter when. I will call you out. So it's time to call out Sigmund Freud, because fuck this dude. Freud had a couple of theories that ended up sexualizing children and making it as if children are sexual beings like adults. I hate that. There's so much wrong with that. Mind you, the way Freud viewed sexual pleasure, sexual attraction in general, was pretty broad. That's another one of my critiques. He viewed sex, or at least sexual pleasure, in such a broad manner. Like, no. Sexual pleasure is just sexual pleasure. Sexual pleasure is not all pleasure. I don't want to beat my meat when I'm eating cake. Cake is very pleasureful, if I say so myself. That's a word. That's a word. I'm a shitty Ravenclaw. I'm so sorry. Cake is pleasureful. It sets off endorphins in my brain. But that's not sexual. I don't want to fuck the cake. I said it. I don't want to fuck the cake. Got it? Okay, now that we've laid that down, let's get to his creepy sexualization of children. I have notes from AP Psychology class. I'm fucking ready. There are dos teorías. That's 2 theories for those that don't speak Spanish. One of the theories is sort of a component of the other, so we're going to start with the big overall theory, the psychosexual stages. Let me give you an overall. Basically, the psychosexual stages are the childhood stages of development during which the ID, or the part of your brain, this is another of his theories, the part of your brain that runs solely on the pleasure principle and immediate gratification, in which the ID's pleasure-seeking energies focus on distinct erogenous zones or distinct pleasure-sensitive areas of the body. Stage 1 is between 6 months and 1 year old. It's the oral stage. The erogenous zone is the mouth. And, that's why babies bite, suck, chew, whatever. 1 to 3 years old, anal. The erogenous zone, the sphincter muscles. It's basically the time where you potty train your child. And according to Freud, whether or not you are strict or not strict with potty training really affects how your child is going to be when you're older. Okay, I can't rant yet. I'll get on this later. From ages 3 to 6... phallic, which are the genitals, and coping with sexual fantasies. I can't rant yet, I'll get on it later. This is when the Oedipus and Electra complex come into play. That's the second theory, we will get on it. From 6 to puberty, none, there's nothing. They're just focusing on school and activities. From puberty on, genitals, again. There's a maturation of sexual interests and desires for sex. Puberty makes people have sexual desires. That happens. Yes, babies like to bite and suck on shit. That happens. Yes, you potty train between 1 and 3. That happens. First of all, nothing about a baby sucking, biting, and chewing is sexual. If you think a baby between 6 months and 1 year old sucking, biting, and chewing on shit is sexual, you need to go to prison. Freud. Prison. Also, if you think potty training is sexual in any way, prison. Go to prison. I am both kink shaming you and you're a pedophile. Prison. If you think that 3 to 6 year olds, holy shit, this is the part of the psychosexual stages that really fucking grinds my gears. Like, all of it grinds my gears because it's blatantly saying that, like, children have sexual pleasure, which they don't. Literally, the only one that is correct on here are the last two, which is like latency, which is like, no, they don't have sexual pleasure. And then puberty. Oh yeah, they do feel sexual attraction now. That's it. Those are the 2 states. You can't, no. Children from 3 to 6 years old do not feel sexual pleasure, Freud. They're babies. They're children. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you say. They don't feel sexual pleasure. Yeah, they're like, oh shit, I have a dick. Yeah, they're realizing they have genitals. That doesn't mean they're like trying to fuck. They're kids, Freud. I don't give a shit if you were born in the 1800s. You's a pedophile. The fuck? I hate this theory the most out of all of his theories. Because, like, one of his theories that I'm like, okay, yeah, defense mechanisms. Yeah, defense mechanisms are a thing. That's valid. This is fucking stupid. Nothing about potty training is sexual, Freud. You fucking pedophile. Nothing about a baby putting shit in their mouth is sexual. I don't care about your broad definition of sexual. Your definition of sexual is wrong. Just because it gives them pleasure doesn't mean it's sexual, Freud. What the fuck? What the fuck? And this brings me to my next part, which is during the phallic stage between 3 and 6 years old, which that part enrages me the most because kids between 3 and 6 years old don't have sexual attraction. They don't want to fuck. Nobody should want to fuck. No one. They are babies. Fuck's sake. During this stage, boys will go through the Oedipus complex and girls will go through the Electra complex. Basically, Freud thinks that between 3 and 6 years old, a boy will become sexually attracted to his mother and view his father as a threat and hate his father until at 6 years old around where the boy starts to identify with his father to get over this stage. And the reason the boy hates the father is because the father's the one fucking the mom. Also, he has a theory that because men have penises, they're always scared of castration and the father has the power to castrate, therefore the resentment. Freud, where the fuck did you get this idea? Freud! No! Freud! No 3 to 6-year-old wants to fuck their mom. First of all, you weren't born and raised in Alabama. Second of all, go to prison. It's prison time. And what's even worse, with the Electra complex, little girls between 3 and 6 are sexually attracted to their fathers and hate their mothers. And according to Freud, around this time, little girls realize that they do not have a penis, and it's as if they've already been castrated. So they want to identify with the father because they feel like they're missing their penis. But then they have to make peace with the fact that they do not have a penis and therefore are lesser. And then identify with their mother in order to conclude this stage. Freud, nobody wants to fuck their parents. Especially not between 3 and 6. Get out of Alabama, you Austrian fuck, and go to prison. Prison time. Prison. I hate this. I hate everything about this. And my AP Psych teacher, oh my god, she pissed me off. Skill-wise, she was a great teacher, but she pissed me off. She was like, Freud wasn't actually saying that you want to fuck your mom. Freud was saying that you want to fuck someone like your mom. No, he said nothing of the sort. Literally nothing of the sort. I couldn't find anything. Tell me if you find something. Freud directly said that you have sexual attraction towards your mother. That's what he directly said. You cannot justify this. I don't care if it was the 1800s to 1900s. What bitch is like, yeah, babies want to fuck. They want to fuck their parents. Babies want to fuck their parents and hate on the other parent that's fucking their parents. Freud! Freud puts so much emphasis on sexual tension. Like, he thinks life is built around sex and sexual tension. His view on life was so fucking skewed. He thinks we're just constantly seeking sexual pleasure. Even with your skewed definition of sexual pleasure, that's still not true. He thinks that all of our problems come from built-up tension in our libido. And it's like, no, that's not how that works, Freud. I have mental health issues because of genetics, Freud. Not because I want to fuck. That's only the first part, ladies, gents, and everyone in between. Surprise, surprise. Freud is fucking sexist. I get it. 1800s, 1900s. Do I look like I give a shit? No. Freud thinks women are lesser and or feel lesser because they don't have a penis. And as I've already said, little girls realize they don't have a penis and feel bad about it. That's what he says, at least. Here's some research. Girls, on the other hand, are in the sense already castrated and thus are faced with irreparable damage. They feel seriously wronged and fall victim to envy for penis. Freud suggests that for women, there are 2 possible ways out of penis envy, besides some more strenuous ways such as neurosis or masculinity complex. So basically, the first theory that's super sexist, penis envy. Freud thinks that women want penis but can't have it, and therefore feel bad about it. And then because of the penis envy, Freud thinks that women go crazy and or become masculine. He also says that they compensate for not having a penis by either carrying on an intellectual profession or having a baby, because having a baby replaces a penis, apparently. Freud. No woman wants a dick. There is no woman in this world that wants a dick. I mean, maybe there's a woman in the world that wants a dick, but it's not common, Freud. Also, you're being condescending. Having a penis doesn't make you better. I just read again that Freud thinks that when a girl realizes they have no penis at 4, they blame their mother, and that's why they distance themselves from their mother and love their father and want to fuck them, I guess. Freud, that's literally the opposite of what you said about boys and castration. Wouldn't it be the father's fault that they got castrated? What the fuck? Freud, you're making no sense. Freud genuinely believes that clitoral sex is adolescent. He thinks you cannot be a mature woman and have your clitoris stimulated. Only vaginal sex allowed. You can only orgasm from the vagina, or you aren't mature, I guess. Women can have sex, Freud. This is a real thing. This is just blatant sexism. Let me read this. Women oppose change, receive passively, and add nothing of their own, he wrote in a 1925 paper entitled The Psychical Consequences of the Anatomic Distinction Between Sexes. The book alone raises my blood pressure, but that quote, Freud knew absolutely shit about women. And he continued to say that they are lesser and will just take shit because they're lesser. Freud. What the fuck? Another quote from Freud. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is what does a woman want? Freud once mused in Sigmund Freud, Life and Work by Ernest Jones. Freud. You researched women? Like just women? Like nothing specific? Just research into the feminine soul? What does that mean, Freud? You could just ask them, Freud. Just ask women what they want. Oh, right. You don't see them as, like, the same species as you for some fucking reason. You don't think they can give you a real answer. Well, fuck you, dude. Just ask them if you don't know what they want. Like, Freud claimed he had little understanding of women, but, like, he had several important women in his life. He had a wife. A bitch married him. Why would you do that? Don't do that. He saw women as these mysterious creatures that were, like, completely different from men in every way. Just the way he worded things, he, like, made it sound like women were, like, a subspecies of human. One last thing to mention about Freud. He's homophobic. Not really surprising, considering the time, but once again, look me in the eyes and ask me if I give a shit. Now, a lot of people will defend him. They defend him and say that he was very progressive on homosexuality for his time, because he actually thought homosexuality was, like, not a choice. He wasn't religious, so he didn't really, like, say, like, they're going to hell or some shit. No, his homophobia was from the condescending nature of him trying to explain why gay people exist. The best part about this is he doesn't even explain why lesbians exist, just gay men. I'm going to tell you his explanation right fucking now. Now, we're going back to the fucking psychosexual stages. You probably see where this is going. In the psychosexual stages, sometimes, according to Freud, people will not get past a certain stage. Hence why there are some people that, like, nail bite or sucked their thumbs. They never got past the oral stage, and they are seeking a conclusion to that or whatever. Freud thinks that gay men never came to a conclusion to the anal stage. Really, Freud? Really? Potty training makes you gay? The hottest take of the 19th century. Potty training makes you gay. Freud, no. I can't do this anymore. He's like, listen, they weren't originally gay. It's just they couldn't get past the anal stage and now they're gay. I don't give a shit what time period you're from. That's condescending, and I do not accept it. I can't believe this bitch thought potty training, like, determined whether or not you're going to be a messy person or a clean person, or if you're going to be gay or not. Okay, Freud, seems like a plan. Also, still doesn't have an explanation for lesbians. I'm kind of glad for that, because I'd be a little scared for that explanation. Those are my main issues with Freud. So if you ever start, like, an argument at me with Freud said, I will completely disregard what you just said. I don't care what Freud said. I don't give a shit. So, yeah, don't fall for the hype. Freud is a bad person, and he's kind of fucked up. Freud, I say no. Go to prison.